Dare to dream. Commit to action. Ever feel like you're just spinning your wheels? You're busy, sure, but are you actually making progress? Today we're diving deep into how to focus on what really matters for a successful and fulfilling life.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in just going through the motions, checking off tasks, going to meeting after meeting. But at the end of the day, have you really moved forward?
It's like that story about the woodcutter who's so busy chopping down trees that he forgets to sharpen his axe. He's working so hard, but getting worse results because he didn't take care of the one thing that makes all the difference.
It's a classic example of putting the urgent ahead of the important. We get swept up in the day-to-day, reacting to emails and notifications instead of taking charge and focusing on what will really get us to our goals.
So how do we stop just reacting and start living with real intention?
It starts with understanding the difference between major tasks and minor ones.
Okay, so break that down for us. What makes a task major?
Major tasks are the ones that line up with your core values. They're the things that push you towards that long-term vision. They're the foundation of your success. Minor tasks, well, they might feel urgent, but they won't really change your overall path.
So it's like a gardener deciding what to plant. Do you spend your time on the weeds, or do you focus on the seeds that will actually give you a harvest?
Exactly. Think about it. You've got two salespeople, Tom and Jerry. Tom's always running around, chasing every lead, going to every meeting, but his sales are just okay. Jerry, on the other hand, concentrates on building relationships, figuring out what his clients really need. He's much more strategic.
And I bet Jerry ends up being way more successful.
You got it. He gets that quality matters more than quantity. He focuses on those major tasks that build trust and create real value.
I can already feel a shift in how I'm thinking about my to-do list.
And it doesn't take a ton of effort to make this shift. Just figure out your top 3 major tasks each day, the ones that'll have the biggest impact, and make sure you get those done above everything else.
Just by figuring out those 3 things, you're in control of your day. You're not letting it control you.
Now, once you know what those major tasks are, it's time to tap into the power of concentration. When you put all your energy and attention on one task, you'll unlock a level of productivity and creativity you never thought possible. It's like using a magnifying glass to focus the sun's rays and create fire.
That's a powerful image. But how can we develop that laser focus when there are distractions everywhere?
Well, first, make your environment work for you, not against you. Minimize those distractions. Tidy up your workspace, turn off notifications. Think about setting aside blocks of time for what's called deep work. That's where you're completely absorbed in the task without interruptions.
Like creating a sanctuary for your mind, a place where you can tap into your full potential.
Right. And here's a tip. Try the Pomodoro technique. Work for a set amount of time, like 25 minutes, then take a quick break. This helps you stay focused and avoid burnout.
It's like interval training for your brain. But what about all the unexpected things that pop up during the day? How do we stay flexible without losing sight of those major goals?
That's where time blocking comes in. Plan out blocks of time for different activities and make sure to include buffer time for unexpected things. That way, when something comes up, it doesn't throw you off track. You've got a plan, but it's a flexible one.
So it's like a dance finding the rhythm that works for you.
Exactly. And in any good dance, there are moments of rest. Breaks are essential. Time management isn't just about being productive. It's about finding a sustainable pace. So we've talked about major tasks and focusing, but there's another thing that's super important: continuous learning.
Right. The world's always changing. You got to keep learning and growing to stay ahead.
You got it. Investing in yourself is essential. It's not just about getting more skills or another certification. It's about nurturing that love for learning, expanding your knowledge, and constantly looking for ways to grow and adapt.
Change is the only constant. If you want to succeed, you got to embrace it and equip yourself to deal with it.
The most successful people are the ones who never stop learning. They understand that investing in themselves is the key to reaching their full potential.
Okay, so how can we make sure we're always investing in ourselves? What does that look like in everyday life?
It begins with figuring out your passions and goals. What are you really excited about? What do you want to achieve? Once you're clear on that, you can focus on gaining the knowledge and skills that'll get you there.
It's about making sure your learning has a purpose. Don't just randomly absorb information. Go after the opportunities that are relevant to your goals and can help you make a real impact.
And there are so many ways to learn: courses, workshops, mentorship programs, reading books, going to industry events, even just having good conversations with people in your field.
So the key is to be proactive. Don't wait for opportunities to find you. Go out and find them.
Learning is a lifelong journey, and it's not just about passively absorbing information. You got to actively think about what you're learning and figure out how to apply it to your life and work.
Turning knowledge into action.
Exactly. Learning without doing is like planting a seed and never watering it. It's not going to grow.
You know, a lot of people struggle to find time for learning. They're already swamped with work and other commitments.
That's a common challenge, but here's the key. Make learning a priority. Schedule it in just like you would for work or family time. Even if it's just 30 minutes a day, those little bits of effort add up.
It's like finding those pockets of time and treating them as sacred space for learning. If you truly value something, you make time for it.
Now, we know everyone wants to focus on what matters and invest in their growth, but there are always obstacles. One of the biggest is what we call the "I'm too busy" syndrome.
I think we've all been there. It's that feeling of always running on a hamster wheel, always moving but going nowhere.
And we start to believe that being busy means being productive. But it's not about how much you do, it's about what you do.
So how do we break free from feeling overwhelmed and reclaim our time?
First, you got to realize that not every task deserves your full attention. Learn to say no to the things that pull you away from your major goals. That can be hard, especially in a culture that often rewards being busy and always available.
Yeah, it's about setting boundaries, not just with other people, but with yourself too.
That inner discipline is crucial. Techniques like time blocking can help with that.
Can you explain what that is?
Time blocking is basically scheduling blocks of time in your day for specific activities. It's like a roadmap for your day, ensuring that you have time for your major tasks and your other commitments. You're not just reacting, you're proactively planning.
It's about being in control.
Exactly. Experiment with different time blocking methods to see what works best for you. Some people like to plan their whole day, others just block out time for the most important tasks.
Find what works for you. The key is to be deliberate about how you spend your time and make sure your actions align with your goals.
Another big obstacle is the fear of leaving your comfort zone. Prioritizing major tasks often means tackling things that feel intimidating or unfamiliar.
It's like standing on the edge of a diving board. You know you need to jump, but you hesitate.
And that hesitation is natural. But real growth rarely happens within your comfort zone. You have to embrace those challenges, push yourself. That's how you discover what you're truly capable of.
So we need to change how we think about challenges and see them as chances to grow.
That's it. Even setbacks become valuable learning experiences. And remember, you don't have to face them alone. Find mentors, support groups, or communities of people who get it. They can offer encouragement, guidance, and help you stay accountable.
It's like building a team that helps you through those tough spots and celebrates your wins with you. And don't forget to believe in yourself.
Yes, that inner strength and resilience will carry you through the ups and downs. Setbacks are normal. The key is to learn from them, adjust, and keep going.
Procrastination is another big one. We put things off, especially the tasks that feel overwhelming or unpleasant.
Procrastination is a sneaky one. It tricks you into thinking you're busy with less important but easier things. One way to beat it is to break down those big tasks into smaller, more manageable steps.
You know what they say? A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
And sometimes that first step is the hardest. Once you take it, though, you build momentum, and the task feels less scary, like rolling a snowball down a hill. It starts small but keeps getting bigger.
I love that. So it's about shifting our focus from the overwhelming big picture to those smaller steps.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. If you're struggling to start, ask a friend, colleague, or mentor for help. Find ways to make the process enjoyable and celebrate your wins no matter how small. Ultimately, it all boils down to living a life that reflects your deepest values and your biggest aspirations.
It's about more than just achieving success in the traditional sense. It's about living a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling, making choices that reflect who you really are.
You nailed it. It's about aligning your actions with your heart's calling. And that means taking time to think about what truly matters to you. What are your core values? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? What impact do you want to have?
It's about defining your own version of success. It's personal and should be about what brings you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose.
Think about Elizabeth. She had a successful corporate career, but it didn't fulfill her. She decided to become a teacher and found so much more meaning in that.
Or Carlos, who was afraid of failing but went after his dream of starting his own business. He focused on what was important to him, took a risk, and created a business that not only succeeded but also made a positive impact on his community.
Those are great examples of how powerful it can be to chase your passions and align your actions with your deepest desires.
It's like finding that sweet spot where your work doesn't feel like a job, but a calling.
And remember, it's okay to change course. If you're feeling unfulfilled or out of sync with your values, it's never too late to make a change.
It's about having the courage to reassess, make adjustments, and make choices that honor your true self.
Life's a journey of constant growth and change. Embrace those chances to grow, learn from your experiences, and create a life that's both meaningful and fulfilling.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away?
Stop being busy and start being purposeful. Prioritize the major tasks that match your goals and values. Invest in yourself. Step outside your comfort zone.
It's about living a life that's intentional, meaningful, and true to who you are. And you have the power to create that life. Start by identifying those major goals and take those small, consistent steps to achieve them.
As we move on to the next part of our deep dive, take some time to reflect what truly matters to you. What are your core values? What legacy do you want to leave behind? What can you do today to start living a life that's more in line with your deepest aspirations?
Those are great questions to consider. And remember, that journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
Let us know in the comments what you want us to deep dive into next. Your feedback helps us create content that really resonates with you.
We're excited to explore those ideas with you. Dare to dream, commit to action. We'll be back soon to delve deeper into this idea of focusing on what truly matters.
Welcome back to our deep dive. We're focusing on what truly matters, taking control of your life, realizing your potential, living a life that's truly you.
We've covered a lot of ground. Identifying major goals, minimizing distractions, setting yourself up for success with a focus-friendly environment. But things aren't always smooth sailing, are they? We hit obstacles, sometimes they feel impossible.
You're right. Sometimes life throws you a curveball. It could be pressure from work, family, societal expectations. It's like being pulled in a million different directions.
Yeah, you're constantly battling between what you want to achieve and what everyone else expects from you.
And sometimes the biggest obstacles are the ones we create ourselves. Our fears, our doubts, those limiting beliefs. It's like this inner critic whispering in your ear, "You're not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy."
That voice that tells you to play it safe, don't take risks, stay small, it can be paralyzing.
Those voices can be powerful, but you don't have to let them control you. You can choose how you respond.
So how do we overcome those pressures, both external and internal? How do we find the courage to focus on what matters when we're pulled in so many directions?
It's about recognizing that you have a choice every single moment. You can react to the pressure and let it dictate what you do, or you can choose a response that aligns with your values and goals. It's about taking ownership, making choices that reflect what truly matters.
You're the architect of your own life. You're writing your own story.
Exactly. Look, you're not going to become immune to pressure or silence those inner voices completely. It's part of life. It's about managing them, acknowledge them, but don't let them take over.
Finding that balance, right?
Yeah.
Responding to what life throws at you, but staying true to yourself, your values, your goals.
It's an ongoing process, a dance between flexibility and resilience. You'll stumble, you might even fall, but you get back up and keep moving, eyes on the prize.
I like that, the dance analogy. Finding your rhythm, navigating the tough parts with grace, creating your own masterpiece.
Beautifully put. And remember, you don't have to dance alone. Lean on your support system. Mentors, coaches, friends, family, online communities. Having that network makes a difference. That feeling of being understood and supported.
We're not alone in this. Everyone has their own struggles and triumphs. We can learn and grow from each other. Focusing on what matters isn't just about external achievements, is it? It's about inner peace, fulfillment.
Absolutely. It's about aligning your actions with your values, your passions, your purpose. Living authentically and meaningfully no matter what you achieve externally. It's about finding joy in the journey, not just the destination.
Taking time to savor the small moments, appreciate the beauty around you, be grateful for what you have.
Exactly. Finding that inner peace comes from knowing you're living in alignment with your true self. It gives you strength, resilience. You can face challenges with more grace, more composure.
It's like having this calm center in the middle of a storm, a place where you can recharge, reconnect with your inner wisdom. But how do you actually cultivate that inner peace? It can seem so elusive.
It's a lifelong practice. It's not something you find, it's something you create every day. Make choices that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Take care of yourself, do things you enjoy, nurture your relationships, both with yourself and others.
Create space to breathe, to reflect, to reconnect.
And remember, you are worthy just as you are. You don't have to achieve anything or prove anything to deserve love, happiness, fulfillment.
Such an important reminder. We spend so much time looking for validation from others, forgetting our own inherent worth. But focusing on what truly matters isn't just about personal gain. It's about making the world a better place.
You got it. When you're living authentically, pursuing your passions, you inspire others to do the same. Your energy, your enthusiasm, your love for life, it's contagious.
It's like a ripple effect.
Yeah,
Your positive actions create waves that spread to your family, community, and beyond.
exactly. That's the beauty of it. It's not just about you. It's about making a difference, leaving the world a little brighter, a little kinder, a little more beautiful.
It's about leaving behind a legacy of love, kindness, inspiration, making your mark on the world in a way that feels true to you.
Now, as we continue, we want to hear from you. What challenges do you face when it comes to prioritizing your goals and living authentically? Share your thoughts in the comments. We love to hear your perspectives.
Remember, you're not on this journey alone. We're all in this together, trying to create lives that are fulfilling and have a positive impact. Support each other, inspire each other, encourage each other to dream big and take action. Because together, we can make a real difference. We can create a world where everyone is living a life filled with purpose, passion, and meaning. Welcome back. We've been deep diving into how to really focus on what matters. We've talked about so much: finding your major tasks, dealing with distractions, overcoming obstacles, finding that inner peace, living a life with real purpose.
And now, as we wrap up, I want to talk about something that brings it all together: vision. That ability to see past the present moment, to envision the future you want.
Vision, huh? It's like having a roadmap for your life, a compass to guide you through all the twists and turns, the good times and bad, the challenges you know are going to come up.
Exactly. Having a clear vision gives you direction, purpose, motivation. It's the engine that drives you forward even when you feel lost, stuck, unsure which way to go.
It's easy to drift if you don't have a vision. You get tossed around by whatever life throws at you, and it can start to feel like you're living someone else's life, not your own.
It's like a ship with no rudder, just bobbing around, at the mercy of the wind and currents. But when you have a clear vision, you become the captain. You chart the course, you navigate towards your destination.
So how do we develop this vision? It sounds kind of mystical, almost. Where do we even begin?
It starts with looking inward. Taking time to understand your values, passions, the things you truly aspire to. Ask yourself those big questions. What do you want your life to stand for? What legacy do you want to leave? What kind of impact do you want to make on the world?
You got to dig deep, connect with who you really are, figure out what truly lights you up.
Right. And once you get a handle on those core values, you can start picturing the future you want. Imagine it as vividly as you can. What do you see? How does it feel? What are you doing? Who's around you?
It's like painting a picture in your mind, using your dreams and aspirations.
And it doesn't have to be perfect. It can change as you grow and learn. The point is to have that guiding star, that light pulling you forward.
Like a North Star, helping you stay on track when things get tough.
Exactly. Don't just keep that vision in your head, though. Write it down. Get those dreams and aspirations out into the world. Write them. Make a vision board. Record a voice memo. Whatever works for you.
You got to turn those thoughts into something concrete.
Mm.
Goals, action plans. Make it real.
That's it. When you write it down, it becomes more solid. It's like planting a seed and giving it what it needs to grow.
And as we work on our vision, nurturing it with action and belief, it starts to become a reality.
That's where the magic happens. When you have that clear vision and you commit to it, things start falling into place. You attract the right people, the right opportunities, the resources you need. It's like the universe is conspiring to help you.
I've heard that. When you want something bad enough, the whole universe conspires to help you achieve it.
And that's the power of vision. You go from being a passive observer to an active creator. You shape your own destiny, you make your mark, you live a life that's both meaningful and fulfilling.
And vision isn't just about personal ambition. It can be a force for good in the world.
Absolutely. When you tie your vision to a bigger purpose, something beyond just you, it becomes even stronger, more meaningful.
It's like tapping into this energy source that's bigger than yourself.
And that energy fuels your actions, it inspires others, it creates positive change that goes way beyond you.
It's like we're all connected. Our actions, no matter how small, have a ripple effect.
Exactly. When you align your vision with something that serves humanity, you find motivation that's powerful and lasting.
It's about finding your place in the world, using your talents to make it a better, more harmonious place. So as we wrap up, we have a call to action for you. Dream big.
Picture that future you want, a future full of purpose, passion, positive impact. Don't be afraid to let your imagination run wild.
Write down your vision, make it real, and then take those first steps.
You have the power to create the life you've always dreamed of.
And as you focus on what truly matters, know that we're here to support you, to inspire you, to celebrate your wins along the way.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep striving, keep making a difference.
Dare to dream, commit to action,